They say, if you want performance, you go BMW. If you want luxury, you go Mercedes. But if you want to be different, you go Audi. Behind me is a 2024 Audi S5, and it is bone stock, so we'll be getting the true Audi experience when we go for a little drive today. Now, I'm not too big on Audis, but I gotta admit, this does look like a pretty nice car. The color is very vibrant. You don't really see this type of red on cars very often. And the front end, although it kind of looks like a bug, it's kind of aggressive. You know, you got the sharp angles on the eyes, and then the grille it's like a fat mouth just staring you down. This thing may seem pretty fast on first glance, and with a 3-liter V6 pushing a whopping 5 horsepower, this car's not too bad. Now here I have the Sportsback edition. What the f am I talking about? Now I've got the Sportsback here, and I like it a little more than the Coupe, I'm not going to lie. Although the Coupe may be a little sportier, some may say, the Sportsback is much more practical. You get that extra space in the back, and on Audis, you get a hatchback, which honestly comes in handy. You'd be surprised. There's a lot of trunk room here, and for a 4-door coupe, as I like to say, it's pretty roomy. Now the wheels on this car are really nice. I believe these are the RS rims. RS standing for really slow. This is a nice spec over here. You know, again, Audi doesn't really get much attention. It's always BMW or Mercedes. But then you got that one weird kid in the back, and he's driving one of these. One thing I do love about the car, and 4-door coupes in general, are frameless windows. I cannot tell you how much I love frameless windows. My first car, I had a CLS 63. That car had frameless windows. Oh my. There's just something about it when you open the door and there's no frame. And it's like when the windows are down, I mean, come on. It's pretty cool, you gotta admit. But now, let's go for a little ride in this S5, shall we? All right, now that we're in here, I'll give you a little tour of the interior. It's pretty nice. We got carbon absolutely everywhere to compensate for the fact that this car is an Audi. The steering wheel, I wish it was a flat bottom. Audi has these flat bottom steering wheels, and I absolutely love the flat bottom. But listen, the stitching is great. The leather feels nice, and we got Alcantara on the doors. Absolutely love it, man. I gotta give credit where credit is due, and the interior on the thing is pretty nice. But it's time to go for a drive and see what this thing could do. Strange, I didn't really hear anything when it started. But anyways, car's on. This car's surprisingly comfortable for the size. You know, getting in and out of the car might be a hassle if you're a taller guy. But that's a given, seeing as it's a sports coupe. So if it weren't low, then kind of defeats the purpose. The seating in this car is great. It is comfortable. I do like the ride, I gotta admit. The ride is nice. It's not too stiff, you know. Well, let's put our seatbelt on here so this car can shut up. Some geese over here. Let's get out of this park so we can really see what this car is capable of. More geese! We'll do a little launch for you guys. See what this car is capable of. Because, you know, Audi, at least with the lower end models, I'm not talking about the R8, obviously, but like with the S5, the S4, they're not really known to be fast. You know, they're slower than the M340. I believe they're slower than the C43s. I might be wrong on that, but they're not as luxurious, so you kind of lose that. But, all right, here we go. We're in dynamic, green light, foot to the floor. My foot is to the floor. Literally, my foot is to the bottom of the floor, and we're pulling. Okay. All right. I had to ease off the throttle because, whew, that was thrilling, man. These cars are fast. Oh wow! I don't know if you can hear my heart, but that was let me take this thing out of the dynamic. Let me put this back into comfort here. I like the seats a lot on these cars. You know, it's kind of like it's not a bucket per se, but the stitching is great. I like the little embroidered S badge there, so when you get in this car, you know that you're not gonna feel too nauseous, you're not gonna go too fast. Kind of eases the passengers, you know? Lately, Audi has really picked up their game when it comes to the interior, more so on the flagship models like the RS7 and the RSQ8. The screen that they have is just beautiful. And the Bang & Olufsen, which this car actually does have, in my opinion, is the best sound system by far. It's better than Burmeister, I believe, is for Mercedes, and the Bowers & Wilkins in BMW. Bang & Olufsen really is the best. But all right, let's do one more little pull here. Come on, if it wants to switch. Dynamic, ready, foot to the floor. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay, we're done. Nah, this car is too fast, man. So lately, Audi has been picking up their game, and I gotta give credit to them. The RS7 and the RSQ8, more so the RS7 for me, and the RS6. The RS7 and the RS6 are two of the best sedans out right now. Although, yeah, I wouldn't really call the RS6 as a hatchback, right? And the RS7, I honestly would put over the M8 Grand Coupe or the M5. I wouldn't put it over the GT63S though, the four-door GT63. That car is just nice in every sense. But anyways, let's talk about the S5 for a minute here. Now, my brother actually had an S5, and he made some power out of it, you know? You don't think these cars are fast, but you slap an intake, you slap a tune, a downpipe, and if you're lucky enough to not blow your motor or get an oil leak every time you start the car, you actually could get some power out of these Audis. German cars get this rap of not being reliable, and honestly, that's all thanks to these cars over here. If you don't really want a reliable car, if you don't really want to drive too quickly, and if you don't care for all the luxurious aspects of an interior in the car, Audi, perfect for you. Why do you need an M340? You don't want to go fast, get an S5. You don't care about the cool lights and the fancy tech and a C43, get an S5. It's like the worst of both worlds. No speed, no luxury, all Audi. What do we got here? Oh, look at this guy. If you tell me if you know, Tokyo. Then we got an A5 over here. See, this car does look good, but it's black. But now I can flex on this loser, you know, because I'm in a better car than him, because mine's the S. Traffic! Come to New York. The roads suck, the traffic sucks, the weather sucks. The one thing I gotta give this car over the M340 is simply that everybody has an M340. M340s are like roaches. Like, you can't go outside, especially in the summer, without seeing one, you know, in New York City and in Brooklyn. Especially at nighttime. Whoa, wait, look at that! Maybe this car isn't so original after all, huh? Maybe there's nothing redeemable about these Audis. But M340s are like roaches in New York City. You know, you go out at night, especially in the summertime, and you're just gonna see them like running around, like just excessively quick, and you can't kill them because the B58 is actually a very reliable motor, and it's not gonna blow, it's not gonna get damaged. It's just you beat it and you beat it and you beat it, and it keeps going. Now, same can't be said for these motors. That's why they're limited to 5 horsepower. So, because I believe if you go over 15 horsepower in an Audi, the motor starts to boom. So you really got to be careful with these cars. But listen, it tells you when the traffic light turns green. So I mean, you know, you got your pros and cons. Another good thing about Audis in general is Quattro. I will admit, the Quattro system probably is the best by far in any car in terms of handling. It's better than 4MATIC, it's better than xDrive. I mean, no other cars really exist. It's just Audi, BMW, Mercedes. And it really sticks to the ground. I've never really driven an Audi too hard, but I had a friend back in the day who had an A6, and that guy was a lunatic in his car. And I swear, if we were in any car other than an Audi, we would have been sideways on the highway, but that A6 just stuck to the ground for dear life. like a fat kid with his hand in a cookie jar. It wasn't coming out. It just would not let go of the road. No matter what you do, you push it, you turn, Audi's Quattro system by far is the best. I'm not worried at all about going sideways in these cars. Oh, I already have a headache. Just thinking about it, I'm gonna have to sit in this traffic now on the way back. Prius, yeah. I'm not going all the way around, we're just going back on the highway here. You know, a wise man once said, "Land truck, ran truck, my young's ready bland some." I need a light bar like that in front of my car. Getting a TRX in yellow is a bold move, because I think yellow is disgusting, honestly. But with the matte black accents, it kind of, it'll pass. It got that. Now we can review this car in traffic. Let's see how it is. A parkway here. Oh, MT-40! MT-40! The forehead on this thing is disgusting. Just horrible to look at. I mean, what? No hezzy. Oh, watch this crazy cut. Oh, that's close. Woo, okay. Oh, he said, when I'm in this car, I just can't help it, man. I can't. That was a crazy cut, man. Wow. Hopefully my video doesn't get demonetized for reckless driving. Look at this guy. Now, do you think he got it for a reasonable price, or do you think he paid 50 over sticker just to lose 80% of its value in a year? These Hummer EVs, I remember everybody made such a big deal out of them. They're going for 6 figures. It could crab walk. Left lane going 45, 50 miles an hour with no cars in front of them. See, it's morons like these that create a need to drive at an unnecessary, in an unnecessary way. We got that Hummer EV also flying this guy, huh? Probably heard what I said about him. He's angry. What is this? Okay, is he in the lane? No, he's not. I thought he was in the middle of the exit lane. I was about to hit him. It's telling me what the traffic light. Look. We got King's Plaza here. They got an anti-ans inside, and oh, I love anti-ans. Oh, look, it's another S5. It's a woman.
Yeah, hold them. You could be with them.